I'm coming to you pre-recorded to talk about a movie that came out earlier this year that y'all may have missed. Should you give it a watch? Should you give it a pass? Let's talk about it. Hey there, creepy peeps. My name is Nightmare Maven. Welcome back to my channel. As you can tell from the title of this video, we will be talking about the movie Alone with You. Alone with You is an isolation character study about Charlie, who's preparing her apartment for the return of her girlfriend from a business trip. Soon Charlie realizes her apartment door is stuck and her windows have been blocked and no one is answering her calls for help. As you can imagine, this is one of those slow descent into madness type movies that I think we're just gonna see more of as a result of the pandemic. And no surprise here, maybe this movie was filmed during the pandemic. Hence the isolated setting taking place almost entirely within the confines of a New York City apartment. Speaking of being stuck in a New York City apartment the whole time, I really appreciated the camera angles and the lighting in this movie. The angles were ever changing, which made, you know, these similar spaces feel new and fresh every time we were in them. And the shadows were super accentuated. And those things also made the rooms feel smaller and smaller as the movie went on. I thought it was a really effective use of the space considering that we're in the same location for the majority of the movie, so it could get boring as a viewer just seeing the same like 3 or 4 rooms for 90 minutes. I guess either that or the stagnant setting could help to drive us insane as a viewer like the main character, so I guess it could be effective either way. But in any case, the camera work and the lighting really helped put me in the mindset of the character. Emily Bennett, who stars as Charlie and co-wrote and co-directed the movie, gave a great performance. You could tell right away that Charlie's demeanor was carefully crafted mask that is already starting to crack when we meet her. It made for an interesting start because I was kind of put off by her from the get-go. It kept me on my toes because I wasn't sure what was going on then. Like, I didn't know if she was just completely unstable or what was going on. So I don't know if that was the intent, but it was effective. I will say in terms of the plot, it really felt like once it started to get into everything that there were really only 2 possible explanations for what was going on. And without saying which one, it was one of the 2 explanations that I was assuming. So in that sense, it's a little bit predictable, but I will say to the movie's credit, it does hold its cards very close until the last possible moment before it finally gives you confirmation as to which explanation it is. Almost up until like the last couple minutes of the movie, it could go either way. And there were some genuinely really creepy moments in this, including a basement level room in the apartment where there are these mannequins that are covered in white sheets. And I know that sounds a little bit random that as I'm talking about it. Just very quickly for context, Charlie's girlfriend Simone is a photographer, and it's shown in a flashback that the mannequins under the sheet were for a photo shoot. But as soon as you see it, it makes for a great like, fuck this shit, I'm out moment for the viewer. And we keep coming back to that room throughout the movie, so you know at some point one of them's gonna start moving or some scary shit's gonna happen. I can't say much else because of spoilers, but I will say overall this is a slower burn that relies way more on atmosphere rather than outright scares. So there are a few jump scare moments to the end, and there's one that got me real good. I will also say that there are some moments that are kind of repetitive. Like the movie could have maybe been cut back a few minutes and I wouldn't have been mad at it. But overall, it was a decent movie to spend an evening watching. If you like slower character studies that deliver on the creepy atmosphere, then maybe check this one out. I found it while I was scrolling on Shudder looking for something to watch. So if you have a subscription, it's a great place to go watch it. It's also streaming on YouTube and Vudu as well. I wanted to make sure I get that right. So if you've seen Alone with You, let me know in the comments what you thought about it. And if there's any other newer movies that came out this year that you feel like nobody's talking about and people may have missed, let me know in the comments and maybe I'll cover it for a video. But I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. It really does help me out. You can subscribe, become a creepy peep today. It's free. I post 2 new videos every week and I do live streams and collabs and all that fun stuff every single month. I will see you very soon with a new video. Until then, stay strange. Bye.